Yokai-Watch 2 introduced some unique designs. Some were fan favorites, some were questionable, and others, well, they tried. But I say none is more questionable than someone who I count as one of the worst abilities in Yokai-Watch 2, Chymera. Chymera is an S-rank lightning attribute yokai whose favorite food is Chinese food. He can be found in Yokai-Watch 2 the Infinite Inferno at around the 5th to the 7th floor, and in the Infinite Tunnel at around 9,500 yards. Chymera's English name, though awkward to say with the H not being silent, is a different way of spelling Chymera, which is, in Greek mythology, a monster with the traits of a lion, the goat, and the serpent. The word is also used to describe bizarre creatures with unusual animal traits. Then you have its Japanese name, which is Nue, which means Nue, which is what we will talk about when we get to the origin. Now, onto the appearance. So, Chymera looks like an experiment Sid came up with after ripping apart some other toys. You've got the monkey head, the tanuki body, the tiger scar fin legs, and to add to it, a butt snake. Now this would be the part where I would analyze all over Chymera, but look, let's just head to the origin and you'll understand. Now, when I was looking at this yokai, I still thought he was randomly put into Yokai-Watch 2. I mean, we got a TV remote, and then after that, we got a teapot that's about to kill itself, and then whatever this is. Still a pretty good design. But the real question is, why is it in the classic category? Well, the origin explains it all. Chymera is based on one of the oldest yokai that was first recorded in the Kojiki era, or 712 BC. The Nue, a yokai that just like Chymera has the head of a monkey, the body of a tanuki, the limbs of a tiger, and a tail with a snake. Though, some take this creature as a nocturnal bird, given on how it can fly and how it makes similar sounds as a white or scaly thrust. Though their behavior hasn't been fully documented, Nue are said to be aggressive, dangerous creatures, with some seen in the sky with black clouds behind them, meaning that disaster is coming. The most famous legend with the Nue was in the tale of Heike, or Heike Monogatari, an epic account compiled prior to 1330 of the struggle between the Taira clan and Minamoto clan for the control of Japan. In one of the chapters, Emperor Konoe, the 76th emperor of Japan, was growing ill and began to have nightmares every night. Neither prayer nor medicine had any effect on his illness, and this source was attributed to some kind of evil spirit, which was visiting his place every night early in the morning. These events climaxed some days later in a storm, which had appeared over his imperial palace at around 2 a.m. Lightning struck his roof, setting it on fire. The emperor summoned the legendary samurai Minamoto no Yorimasa to deal with this evil spirit. Yorimasa brought his trusted companion no Hayata and his legendary bow, which he received from Minamoto no Yorimitsu. During the night, a strange wind came over them, followed by a black cloud. Yorimasa fired his arrow into the clouds above the palace, and out from the sky came a horrible scream as the Nue dropped to the earth. Ino Hayata leaped on the body, dealing the finishing blow. The emperor immediately recovered from his illness and rewarded the heroes with a legendary katana, Shishio, for their service. This event has been immortalized in numerous paintings and ukiyo-e prints. After the Nue was slain, the inhabitants of Kyoto were afraid of the retaliatory curse for killing the beast, so they loaded its body onto a ship and sent it down to the Kamo River. The boat with the Nue's body eventually washed up on the shore near the village of Ashiya in Hyogo Prefecture. The citizens of Ashiya removed the Nue's body, built it in a burial mound, and gave it a proper funeral. You can still visit the mound, known as the Nue Zuka, today. Now, let's move to in the media. To be honest, I'm surprised this is one of those yokai that has a lot of iterations of it versus the Hone Onna. Let's first talk anime and manga. In Bleach, the manifest spirit of Zabimaru, Renji's sword, represents a Nue when it takes the form of an albino baboon with purple streaks in its fur and a serpent for a tail. When Renji unlocks the Bankai, it upgrades to a whip sword with a skeletal snake while having fur and the skull of an ape around Renji's shoulders. Then you have Demon Prince Momichi House, which the Nue is a main love interest. In Dororo, the demon killed by Hayakimaru in past merges into a giant Nue. In Gege no Kitaro, the anime where every yokai gets their 15 to 30 minutes of fame, it appears both in the 5th and 6th anime. In Boruto, it appears as one of the various experiments done by Root, created from Project Gozu Tenno as a bioengineered superweapon. In The Rising of the Shield Hero, Naofumi and his party encounter a Nue, which is trying to procure a magic crystal for a chain of deals to get a set of magic clothes. And in Inuyasha, with the face of an Oni named Meoju, this Nue has an Achilles heel. Even though they're renowned as one of the strongest yokai, he can also transform into a dark cloud to move around and apparently cause storms. Then you have some live action TV, which the only ones that they have is Kamen Rider Triple O or OO and Super Sentai. Kamen Rider having the Nue in the form of a Yumi, which are monstrous humanoid homunculi themed after an animal. The Nue Yomi appear in the movie Kamen Rider OO, Wonderful, the Shogun, and the 21 Core Medals. Is that a mouthful to say in Japanese?
劇場版仮面ライダーオーズワンダフル Shogun 221のコアメダル
Then you have Super Sentai, which they appeared as one of the strongest monsters of the week for the Rangers to face. Next is Literature Department, where beside the Tale of Hyukai, they also mention in the Ology series of Monsterology. Lastly, the department I see the Nue in mostly video games. This is where the Nue shines most of its appearance, showing how hardcore it can be, unless you're Ayakashi Romance Reborn, where that Nue is apparently the nicest guy you'll ever meet. In Neo, the Dark Souls, with Yokai, the Nue is the 4th boss fought in the game. It is crazy strong with the shock and all power, but can be stopped with a little bit of patience, something I haven't heard since Dark Souls. Then, visiting an RPG classic by Atlas, Shin Megami Tensei, which, who by the way is ready for 5, cause if they drop in that, maybe y'all could drop Joker on the side. In the game, they are a wild race demon that has been appearing since the first game. Their appearance varies, but in the series they are usually seen with the tiger pelt, serpent tail, and simian characteristics. And riding on to another classic, Okami, one of Capcom's best cel-shaded games that took Japanese water artwork style and transformed it into a powerhouse story, which went on to get a sequel in the 3DS, following Amaterasu's Son, and even spawning the series to be in the Marvel vs. Capcom games until Infinite, which fuck you Capcom for that. This game has the Nue in it, but they're particularly not looking like what they should. Instead, they represent a tea kettle, representing more of their Tanuki side, and the story Bun Buku Cha Gama, which we will get to later when we're talking about another certain yokai later. Apparently, you also have the Toho project, which seems easy at first from what the gameplay looks like, but when reading the genre, I think this is the Dark Souls of Galaga. Apparently in this world, yokai and humans live in harmony, but some like to cause problems, which then you are tasked to resolve those incidents by shooting them. I think I read this game wrong. In the game, there is a character with asymmetrical wings called Nue Hoju, who I've seen a lot in the media and explains the wing pattern for some certain characters. And what's her story? Well, what else but the Tale of Hyukai. And this is why I'm not gonna talk about Genji, which is just the Tale of Hyukai in the game format. Also, just wanna say this here, if you wanna date a Nue, you can now. Apparently, the people who created Shall We Date said, how about now? Let's create the Nue. And what we got is this for, okay, hold up, where's my phone? Where is that? But apparently in this game, they doubled down and said, Raizo, you're not monster enough. how about we make you a killer and then people will like you? And now they're their true selves again. Hey, I want to play this game now. Anyways, to end this, anytime that you talk about the new age, expect to see the tale of Hyukai attached to it. And though Yokai-Watch has gone to the new age with Yokai-Watch Jam, I'm hoping they either bring Chymera into the Jam series or maybe other classic yokai. Well, with that, we have completed 2 of 4 yokai for our yokai origins. Next will be a Yokai-Watch 3 yokai. But with that being said, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.